we're going to actually start moving towards some offense now. It's really important that you guys understand how to hold this position and being able to control it and deal with some of the different troubleshooting aspects, the questions that your partner or training, your opponent is going to be able to give you that you are forced to have an answer for. But obviously, we want to know how to do the choke. So in this instructional, we're going to be just going over the rear naked choke, but before that, going over some hand fighting to get there. Everyone has been in this situation where you have someone's back, but you're unable to finish them. The problem is that you don't have a reliable plan of being able to beat the hands to be able to get to that choke, and so that's what we're going to look at here. I'm just going to be showing this for demonstration purposes from a seated upright position. It's also a good way of just drilling it at first as you start to learn it, but as I stated earlier, you're always going to be on the strong or the weak side, so it's important to work that too. Kevin needs to block the killing hand. He does not care about this hand. If he puts any effort into this one and he's not focusing on this, I'm just going to be getting the choke. Kevin needs to be using a Y block or Y grip here with the thumb blocking at the wrist and a thumbless grip grabbing right next to this grip as high as he can so he's accessing the end of the lever. If I had my hand open like this and Kevin can grab the fingers, that's going to be even stronger because it's the end of the lever, so try not to ever have your hand open like this. Closing, curling the fingers in. This, our underhooking hand, its purpose is to get into the grip fight to be able to help beat these hands. So what we're first going to be looking at doing is establishing motorcycle grip here so that we can start bringing the hands closer to our opponent's body here. The closer I can bring the hands to the body, now it's going to be easier for me to work. The two directions that you're going to look to go is either over top with this kind of cheesy wrist lock, break the structure of his hand so that we can start working towards a double motorcycle grip. That's what our goal is right now. Or I'm going to circle underneath the thumb and come over top. And so the way that I choose is if there's space between Kevin's arm and his chest, then it's too hard for me to reach out and get over top of his arm. I'm going to see I bend my wrist, I'm compromising my own structure trying to get there, but there's only the thumb blocking me on the one side of the body. And so from here, I'm just going to turn my thumb down and circle it into his chest, pull it in, and then come over top, no thumbs, gripping up at the wrist and the hand, and right beside it, accessing the end of the lever. Here, if his hand is really close, I can't get in between his chest and his arm. But now it's really close here where I'm able to take my hand, the killing hand that's controlled, palm down. I'm going to get a gable grip here, keeping my wrist strong. I'm never shearing or bending my wrists to try and get this grip. Palm up and palm down, gable grip, and I'm looking at just applying. You can see the compromised alignment of Kevin's wrist here. I'm just looking to pinch it into his body. If he holds on to this, it's going to cause him more pain. People will let go and start working their arm out from here. As it does, we're working on getting this grip where we're going to end up with this double motorcycle grip over top here. The goal from here is to beat this hand down. This hand's already out of the way. Kevin has to migrate down to the end of the lever to defend this, which is going to make it easy to grab. If he stays up where he was before, he doesn't have strong enough control unless there's a massive size disparity in strength. From here, I'm able to punch my arm out and curl it in because you can see how he's not controlling the end of the lever. He's going to be closer up to the elbow. Even here at the more mid-forearm, I'm going to be able to just punch through and get into this choke. So it feels awkward at first when you're trying to drill this because what's going to happen is you're going to be trying to grab his hand and your opponent has it gripped too far up your forearm and you're like, well, I can't get it. Well, we just end up going for the choke because he's not reacting appropriately. He had the end of the lever with this arm, and as we beat this, he needs to slide down to the end of the lever to give himself the best chance. What we're going to look to do is take our left hand and as a blade, slide it down, my palm against my forearm, into his thumb to start sliding it off. So as he keeps this grip, I'm sliding it down, and I'm gripping over top. Now, my hand migrates without the thumb over top of his wrist. And my goal here is to pull everything to the left side of his body on that underhooking side so that I can end up here, in which his left arm is now temporarily pinned in between my forearm and his forearm while I'm controlling his right forearm. So both arms are temporarily pinned with just my one arm, which is now going to give me the time to dig and get this choke. I will not hold him here forever. But it's just to buy me some time so that I have a window of opportunity. So from the beginning, I circle my wrist in, get double motorcycle grip. This hand migrates, cut down at the thumb, bring it over top. So as soon as it starts to clear my hand and I feel like I can start using the palm of my hand to really push, now I curl my fingers over top and I start to bring my right arm out. I could even pull his forearm up if I needed to make sure that they're gonna fall beside each other rather than something like this where if I let go, I never ended up pinning his left arm. So as we're here, like this, and then I'm gonna pull everything to the left side of his body. I can even bring my knee up here to help pin. So the goal is, his body is blocking one side of his arm, my leg's blocking another side, his forearm is blocking the front, my forearm is blocking the top. He's 360 degrees covered. The only way he can go with this arm is outwards. And by the time he's done that, I got the choke, and as he tries to go to defend the choke, it's too late. I'm gonna be finishing it. So this is something that my instructor and I drilled all the time at the beginning of any class or any drilling session because it's super light. It's a nice little warm up to get your brain going. And it needs to be just second nature because this is something that you're able to just keep doing with no risk. If something fails along the way due to a defense, we just reset and you keep going through it. And the goal is to just continually pummel your opponent over and over again with this attack so that then they're gonna make a mistake. And when they make a mistake, you're gonna capitalize on it and submit them.